Alright, I'm Tipsy and welcome back to another video. Today we'll just quickly go over how to actually farm the resource circuits. Circuits is uncommon resource drops which can drop from 3 different planets. The first gonna be Venus, Ceres and the Kuva fortress. We will be going over 2 different missions, and the first one is gonna be on Ceres and the next one is gonna be on Venus. So for the first mission, which I recommend is the one you're gonna do, is gonna be on Ceres right here, and you're gonna choose the mission Gabii. Gabii is a survival mission but also a corrupted mission, which means you will get a bonus 35% resource drop chance. Just start the survival mission Gabii and go in here. When you get into the mission, I would recommend you to go around looting all of the crates you see on the map, as they has a chance of dropping circuits too. So as you go around killing enemies and looting the containers and crates to get even more circuits. You will also be able to find this item right here, which is basically the circuit deposit. This will also drop some circuits. This will definitely help your yield and you will be able to get even more yield. If you have access to a loot frame like Nekros, Hydroid or Kara, I would definitely recommend using one of those for this farm, as this will definitely improve your yield of circuits. If you don't have access to it, don't worry, as you will actually get a good amount of circuit either way. It is not needed to use a loot frame, but it will definitely help. If you haven't gotten your Nekros yet, I would definitely recommend checking the video in the description or up here. After doing 10 minutes survival on Gabii, we ended up getting 1450 circuits after 10 minutes. And on top of that, we also got 1500 alloy and 3 Oricon cells. So keep in mind, you will also be able to find Oricon cells in this mission, so that's just a plus. But this is with running around, killing all the enemies, looting all containers and opening crates. So that is what I recommend if you have access to this farm. Otherwise, if you haven't unlocked Ceres yet, I would recommend you to check out the next farm here. Just a quick note, we do have a Discord down in the description, so feel free to join that if you want to. Otherwise, just keep on with the video. For the second mission on Venus, I would recommend you to go to Venus, do your Malva mission right here, and just start that. As this is a corrupted mission too, you'll be getting a 10% bonus to your drop chance. When you get into the mission, you'll be doing the same stuff you did on Gabii, so you'll be running around looking for loot containers or loot crate and destroying those as you do the mission. So kill all enemies and look for loot containers like these. You will also be able to find circuit deposits, which will look like this. These will have a certain amount of circuits in them and will guarantee a drop of circuits. After doing 10 minutes of survival on Malva, we got 586 circuits, which is 1/3 of the circuits we got on Gabii, but it is an earlier mission and probably easier to complete early on. You also gain almost 1000 alloy plate, and on top of that, we actually also got a decent amount of polymer bundles of 900. So this farm I would recommend only if you haven't unlocked Ceres yet. Otherwise, go to Gabii on Ceres and do that farm. Some things to keep in mind is there's something called mob density early on, which means in missions before Steel Path, all missions are scaled to how many people are in the missions. So if you're 1 person in the mission will scale to 1 person. If you are 2 people, the mob density will then increase to 2 people, and 3 people, and 4 people, and so on. So keep that in mind when doing the missions normal. On Steel Path, everything is scaled to 4 people, so it is not much of a problem there, but here it is scalable. So you could increase your yield by going with a full squad or 2 people instead of alone, but you do have to keep in mind that sometimes when doing a full party, but when doing it with people or randos, you might be able to get into a party where people are just running around all over the map and is gathering out the mob density. So this could either increase or decrease your yields of circuits in this circumstance. So just keep in mind that having more people can sometimes be both good and bad, depending on how you're gonna phrase it. But so just do this at your own pace and hopefully you will get all the circuits you need. Other than that, I would recommend you to get the loot frames. If you can, use the Nekros. We have a video in the description for that. Get a Kara maybe for Strengthening Dome, or get a Hydroid even, and they will help you increase your chances for getting even more loot. One thing you can also do is actually go AFK or stand in a relay and ask for the resource drop chance. This will also help increase your yields of more resources. On top of that, you can also get the blessing. So there's a lot of extra things you can do to actually increase your drop chances and loot overall. I just did it with a basic frame on normal and solo, so there was nothing affecting my runs, but you can definitely up your chances. And even I, just after 10 minutes, got 1500 from my first run. So you will be able to get a lot of circuits this way. And circuits is not going to be hard to come by when you're just running missions normally. You just have to run them either on Venus, on Ceres, or Kuva fortress, as those are the 3 planets you will be able to do it in. So one last thing to note is there's also something called a resource drone. So if you go to a planet like Venus here, you can click down here on resource drones. and you will have access to this little icon here. This icon means you can deploy an extractor right here, and you will be able to extract the 4 resources or one of the 4 resources every few hours. So if you deploy a distractor right here like this, you will see as I have 4 hours left on it, I will be able to retrieve this extractor and get one of either of these resources in a quantity. You will be able to do that on Venus, Ceres, and the Kuva Fortress to be able to get the circuits. So this is it for the video. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, feel free to leave a like and also subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. Otherwise, I will be on in the next video, so see you then. Peace.